that you guys have the website if you want to get our free report how to get more radio exposure, grow your brand, more visibility, become the authority in your space. Go to massivemediaexposure.com. You're going to get a free report. Plus, you can click on the link to join our private Facebook group where we do collaborative marketing, video training, all sorts of fun stuff going on. If you're looking for more visibility, you're looking for marketing partners, and you're looking for training directly from the experienced pros, join our group, massivemediaexposure.com.
Absolutely. Hey, how would you like to get some real life business lessons?
From who?
Well, don't ask the hard questions. I'll give you an opportunity. You can learn from the homeless guy on the corner.
Mm-hmm. He's probably smarter than you think.
Or you could learn from, I don't know, people like Bill Gates.
I'll take door number 2.
Door number 2. You'd like to learn from billionaires, would you?
Right. My friend, he says, if you hang out with 4 broke people, chances are you're the fifth one. Yeah. Right. And so, I'd like to learn from such successful people and innovators as Bill Gates.
Deep Patel says you can do this, and he's got several lessons that he has learned from billionaires.
Billionaires. That's with a B.
That's right.
I like that number. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many zeros it has, but I know it's more than I have.
Lesson number 1, and this one comes from Bill Gates. He says, look failure in the eyes.
Oh.
Right? He says, failure is not something that you expect most successful entrepreneurs to have experienced much of. However, all billionaires have experienced failure, sometimes catastrophically. The difference between those who thrive and those who don't is who failed better.
Oh, That's a mind shift.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to fail. I mean, you didn't fail. That's nothing. Look at how I failed, right? There were flames.
Bill Gates says this, quote, "It's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure." He's a prime example of why learning from failure is key. Well, at his first company, did you know that Bill Gates had a first company? It's not Microsoft.
It's not?
No, it's called Trafo Data. The Gates, the Bill, that guy, the future richest man in the world, saw his life's work fail completely. When Trafo Data went out of business in the late 70s, Gates watched his dream of success start to crumble. However, according to him and his co-founder, fellow billionaire Paul Allen, they learned the lesson from the failure of Trafo Data and helped Microsoft succeed.
That makes sense.
Right?
Right? That this wouldn't be his first rodeo.
Exactly. The second one, insist on excellence. Sounds good, right?
You know what? Always.
Absolutely.
Always. And, we've learned that from so many business professionals. Let's not just smack something together and call it amazing. Let's actually be amazing.
Mohammed Dewji, he's the CEO of the Metal Group, and he's also Africa's youngest billionaire at 42 years old, says this: always strive for excellence in life. Never make room for mediocrity. Set your standards high, and your efforts shall be rewarded. Long-term goals can seem daunting or abstract. However, waking up every day and being consistent with one's standards is a key. $1 billion starts with 1 million, which starts with 1,000, which starts with 1. And that first dollar is only earned by demanding one's best.
If you can sell one, right, you can sell another.
That's right.
Right? I mean, they're baby steps to success, but success leaves clues. And you've got to schedule it. But there is, they didn't all start out with this amazing, adventure. It was baby step at a time. It was some failures along the way where they, what's the Chinese proverbs? Fall down 7 times, get up 8.
That's right.
And to know that we're in good company, right? When, we think that, because we haven't made it, I just watched on social media yesterday a little video story about Charles Schultz, the maker of Charlie Brown, right?
Sure.
And it kind of reads like an Abraham Lincoln kind of story, right?
Fail.
And you're not going to amount rejection. And he kept going. right? He had that fire in his belly that I know that even though they say I'm not worth it and they aren't paying attention to my value, I know that I have something to offer. And he kept plugging along, and look at what he created.
Long after he's dead, still getting paid for putting his comics in the newspapers. Number 3 and final one here for today is vision is key. The other aspect of becoming a billionaire is setting the right goals. Coming up with those ideas that are worth pursuing means thinking outside of the box and seeing value where others don't, right? Billionaire Richard Branson, when he started Virgin Airlines to compete with air travel giants like TWA and American Airlines, he was made fun of. He was mocked. Others scoffed at him for even attempting to challenge the existing airline companies. However, he saw there was a need for a cheaper airline and one with customer service in mind. He had faith in his vision, and even though Virgin Airlines struggled in his first few years, it eventually, no pun intended, took off.
And flew.
He sold 31% of his stake of his Virgin Airlines to KLM France in 2017 for $286 million, and his vision was vindicated. You got to have vision.
You've got to have vision. The world will knock you down. It'll play drumsticks on your heart,
That's
right?
all the motivation I need.
Sometimes, right? It's telling people what they can't do, and you're like, watch me. And you know, that can be a big motivator.
You know, you're absolutely right. And so for all of these things that we just talked about and covered, as far as the advice, real life business lessons that you can learn from billionaires, it's not it doesn't have, you don't have to pay $1 billion to get it. They did their due diligence, so you don't have to. Let's learn from the people who have been around the block and stood up under the failure, the challenges, the expense of the learning that they did, so that we now can apply that to our situation and say, you know something? I could do that.
I could do that.
And you can, folks. You absolutely can. You're listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer here on the Experience Pros Radio Show, where we're here to inspire you to get your business right. As Angel mentioned at the top of this segment, if you want to join our world and understand how to get your level of influence, up your influence, if you will, you can simply go to massivemediaexposure.com. And we'll be back after this.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in